You don't have to panic. We are merely here to save the planet. We won't be complacent in this damage. This is vital information, take advantage. You don't have to panic. We are merely here to save the planet. We won't be complacent in this damage. This is vital information, take advantage. You don't have to panic. I provide you with the game. I so hope you take.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Joy is Real. How are you guys? How are you guys? It is 9:16 a.m. here in Las Vegas. So that means it's in the afternoon on the East Coast already. They're already having lunch. It's 12:16 p.m. over there on the East Coast. So good afternoon, Georgia. Good afternoon, Florida. Good afternoon, North Carolina, South Carolina, New York, New Jersey, and whomever else we have on that side of the earth. That also means it's 11:16 a.m. in my hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. So good morning to you, family. All right, people. All right. It's already 10 of you here, and I appreciate that. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We are on the road to 5,000, you guys. We are hitting milestones that I didn't think would be achieved at this particular point, but I am so gracious for all those that have chosen to go on this journey with me. All right, y'all. All right, so I'm not going to be on camera this morning because I'm actually tired, y'all. I really am. I've been up since maybe about four or five, and I done smoked at least twice. So it's almost nap time. All right, it almost is nap time. But we're gonna get through this live. All right, we are here to give my opinion on Legends of the Highway. Now, if y'all don't know, Johnell Young was in Legends of the Highway. I could not get into the Wu-Tang series that he was in. So I really was not aware of his acting skill. So when I seen that this movie would be premiering today, which it came out about midnight, on Amazon Prime. I believe midnight probably on the East Coast too, because I was able to watch it prior to midnight here in Vegas time. But y'all, I was shocked. I was totally shocked. But before we get into everything, I would hope that all you beautiful 11 people that are in attendance, now 15 beautiful people that are now in attendance, I hope y'all hitting that like button. I really hope that you guys are hitting that like button, okay? I would really love you for life if you hit that share button. That is the magic button. We could triple, even quadruple the amount of people in here if y'all just share, okay? Now, I always used to wonder why the content creators reminded the people so many times during a live or a video to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. But I know why now. Because y'all don't be doing that. Y'all don't be hitting that like button. Y'all don't be sharing. Y'all don't be commenting. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all be subscribing, but not to the point that you would think. You would think that if Miss Battle got millions of folks following her, Mr. Hampton got millions of folks following him. Hey, I think I should be able to have, a couple thousand here or there, which I do. And I'm appreciative of it. All right, y'all. All right, so who do we have in the chat? Nobody? No, but we have one person in the chat. Miss Pamela Helton is here. She says, good morning, Joy in chat. We have 13 people in here, one body in the chat. But thank you, Miss Pamela, for being the one person that said hello, okay? Let me greet you guys properly. Now, I know it's in the afternoon on the East Coast, but it's still morning here where I am. So we're going to greet you with my morning jingle.
I say good morning to you. Morning, morning, good morning. I say good morning to you. Morning, morning, good morning. I say good morning to you.
All right, we got a couple more people that came down up out of them bushes. We have Last Chance 0227. Good morning, Joy and Chat. Good morning, Last Chance. And we also have the Bossway. Says hello, Joy. Hello, the Bossway. Now, do we have any people that are viewing? Did any of you watch Legends of the Highway, or were you familiar with the story of Legends of the Highway? Because Joy was not. Joy was not familiar with the story. I had never heard of Legends of the Highway, but I was quite glad. I was quite glad that the writer and director chose to bring this particular story to the big screen. I was glad. I love seeing Black history, and I love seeing Black history told well. I like it. I like it because I'm not a reader. And when you're not a reader, then you look for other things to fill your brain. And movies are one of those things, and hopefully they are told in the proper manner where you get, the gist of everything. We have a few more people in the chat. Arlene Bunch is here. She says, good morning. The Bossway says, nope, didn't watch it. All right, well, listen, I was quite shocked and surprised. I really was. The movie started off a little shaky. It did. The first scene, you can tell that there was maybe, I'm not very familiar with the types of cameras that are used when making movies, but I can tell you the quality of the camera was not that of what you would see in an A-list celebrity movie. It is probably what you would see with someone who is bringing a story to the big screen, whose budget may be, that of a lower amount, But as you get into the movie, the shots, the scenes, the camera usage all came together. It really did. And by the end of the movie, I was quite pleased, y'all. Quite pleased. Now, it took about 25 to 26 minutes for us to even see Mr. Young. Yeah, about 25 The 26 minutes. I was shocked. I wrote that down. I was like, no, Mr. Young. We've been watching for quite some time and he ain't appeared. But after about 25 minutes, he finally appears. He has a couple lines. The scene was, cool. Mr. Young's acting skills are, they're decent. I can't say anything bad about Mr. Young's acting skills. I think that he is decent enough to continue to have a career. I really do. Now I know that you guys heard me say that him, being attached to Numbnut has hurt his career in a way. And I still stand by that. I truly believe that if he had never aligned himself with Numbnut, that his career probably could be further than what it is now, or the things that would be available to him in the future are probably not going to be there. That's just my feeling, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Because folks is leaving like crazy. I wonder if it's from all the all the ads. Are the ads bothering you guys? Because I see y'all leaving in droves. I would think that this would be a interesting conversation. We talk about Numbnuts so much, and be on Johnell's head so much. It's good to kind of pivot and have some positive conversation. Is all the ads and in the frequency of the ads, is that bothering you guys? Hey, Christina Hardy, how are you, love muffin? I just want to make sure that you guys are okay with the frequency of the ads, because I see, folks dropping out, real fast. And I did check to see if, we had anybody live prior to going live. We'll see. Give me a second. I just want to check some things to make sure everything is good. All right. Some of y'all back. Is the frequency of the ads, is it, like irritating y'all? Because if it is, I will change it. I will definitely change it. But y'all know that's how we get paid. For those of you that don't have the premium version of YouTube, I know you guys see those commercials. All right, y'all. But as I was saying, the Legends of Highway movie, it really it shocked me. It really did. I watched the entire movie. My intent was to record my reaction to the movie while watching it. But guys, let me tell you, I did record it. However, you don't hear no reaction from me because I was that laser focused on this movie that I was taking notes and really watching everything from, again, camera usage, the lighting, the angles, wardrobe, scenes. I was watching everything that I didn't say a word. That's why we here doing this live. I said, well, I guess I get I give my opinion about it during the live since I didn't have any reaction during my recording. Christina says, is it a Tubi movie? No, actually, It is an Amazon Prime movie that you must pay for. Okay. I tried all the ways to not have to pay for it. Like I looked on Peacock to see if it was available on Peacock. Now, I'm not a Tubi fan, so I don't know if the movie is or is not on Tubi, but I don't believe that it is. But it wasn't on Peacock. Did I check Philo? I didn't even check Philo because once I did a quick Google search, all of the information about where this particular movie would be released and what platform, all of them, advised that it was going to be on Amazon Prime. So you can, let me bring it up here. So let's come out. We'll go here. Bop, bop, ba-da, bop, bop, bop. All right. And let me go here. Let me go there. Let me go here and there. Let me go here and there. All right. Y'all know I'm slow. Okay. So this is Amazon Prime. We're not going to watch the movie because I don't know how YouTube would even act with all of it. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't going to even mess with it. But you have two options on Amazon Prime. You have the option to rent it for $1.99 in like SD, $2.99 in HD, or you can purchase it for $9.99. I went on and purchased it for $9.99 because the rental option, you have 30 days to begin watching the movie. However, once you begin watching it, you have to complete it within 48 hours. And I was like, well, what if I wanted to do some clipping and all that? So I just went on and purchased it. Okay. But I'm telling you, even though that this was definitely a low budget movie, they used what was available to them magnificently. Magnificently. I'm telling you, I was laser focused. Laser focused. All right. Y'all still ain't saying nothing. You beautiful. 22 people that are in the room. I need to make sure that y'all hitting that like button. Okay. Make sure you're hitting the like button. All right. And those of you that are not subscribed to the channel, please, and please subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 5,000. And when you come back, bring some friends with you, okay? Bring some friends with you. All right. So we got 28 people in the room, and we got just a couple people in the chat. Now, I used to have a clip talking about you bushwatchers, but I can't play it right now. I can't play it at all because the music wasn't right. So I had to find new music. I believe I may have found some this morning, but I got to put it all together. So next time y'all see me, I may have something together for you bushwatchers to come on up out of them bushes and come on down and say good morning to Joy. Just say good morning. We ain't asking for too much, just a smidget of engagement, okay? We need the engagement. Do y'all know that YouTube uses all the metrics to recommend your videos out there? The more you guys chat, the more you guys like, the more you guys share, the more YouTube says, okay, we can let this one come through the algorithm a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That's how folks go viral, because folks keep sharing, folks keep liking, folks keep viewing whatever piece of content that is viral. All right. So again, Legends of the Highway. Really good story. The story is about 26 self-taught African American artists from Florida, Fort Pierce, Florida. Are y'all familiar with Fort Pierce? I, I have heard, I believe Fort Pierce may have a beach that I may want to visit. I believe that may be one of the beaches that I want to visit. It could be or could not be, because sometimes, I may think I've heard of something, and that don't be it. It may be a whole nother beach that I'm speaking of. But for some reason, Fort Pierce is piercing my brain. But these 26 self-taught African American artists were considered to be legends of the highway because they sold their art on the side of the highway. That's where the name comes from. They sold their art on the side of the highway in the 1950s and 60s. Okay. Now, this movie does not go into all 26 people's lives. It talks about a few. The main character, Alfred Hare. That's this gentleman here. This gentleman here. Now, this is the actor. I need to pull up an actual picture of Mr. Hare. Let's see if we can find one real quick, because it would be nice to see what the gentleman looks like. Okay, he's a handsome man. He's a handsome man. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right. All right. Give me a second here. He is a decent looking man. I wonder if this him down here too in his older years. Wait a minute. Okay. We can actually bring this up here. Okay. Here we go. This is Mr. Hare. All right. This is Mr. Hare. And the story mainly talks about him as the main character because he began the Florida Highwaymen. He began it. Although the idea of selling the art, like on the highway, came from another artist. He was not the originator of the idea. There was another artist that was depicted in the movie named Harold Newton. Now, I'm not familiar with any of these folk, y'all. I am not cultured enough to know artists. But again, I was so happy to learn of this history. I was so happy to learn of this history, y'all. So that's why I was very excited to come give my opinion about the movie per se, not necessarily being too focused on Johnell's performance, which we're going to get into that too. But in all reality, the story is a great story. All right. Let's see if y'all saying anything. Y'all still ain't saying nothing. Have mercy and have mercy. I mean, I have the quietest, when I say the quietest chat on YouTube. I have the quietest chat on YouTube. Y'all don't be wanting to talk at all. Okay. No one has said that the ads are bothering them. But I keep seeing y'all drop out, drop out, drop out. Am I boring y'all? Am I so boring that y'all just leaving? Or is it these ads that keep making y'all bounce in and bounce out? Okay. Okay. So, anyways, let's get back to Mr. Hare. Let's read a little bit here. With excited group Alpha Hare, known as much for his visionary skills as a salesman, leader, and entrepreneur, and he is as an artist. It was Hare's foresight in knowing that what the Highwaymen artist painted could sell. Okay, so that was also, well, from what the story depicted, that the person in which he understudied gave him the eye of focusing on the landscape instead of like people. That was something that stood out in the movie too. This guy or this other artist, which I believe he was a white man, named A.E. Backus, told Mr. Hare, hey, you're complicating things. Quit complicating things. You don't have to remember everything you see. Focus on the landscape. So I believe that that particular knowledge or information that was provided to him, he just made sure that he told the artist that came, underneath him, hey, let's focus on this because this is what sells, okay? And how to sell it at a time of deep racial divide. So they were selling these paintings like in the 60s, y'all. In the 60s. All right. Inequality for Black people in the South that brought the loosely organized group of African American painters together and firmly planted Hare as the ideas man and driving force behind the Highwaymen in the retelling of their history. Okay. So he was born in 1941 in Fort Pierce. So I'm wondering if all 26 of the artists were from Fort Pierce. I do know that Alfred was, I believe Harold Newton was. The lady in their group, her name it was Mary Ann Carroll. She was from Fort Pierce as well. I wonder if all of them were, but okay. Alfred Hare was one of 7 children, including 2 brothers and 4 sisters. Okay. He was raised in Fort Pierce and attended the Lincoln Park Academy, where his talent as an artist was first noticed by his art teacher, Zenobia Jefferson. She was depicted in the movie as well, Miss Jefferson. I did not know her first name, but I did write down that Miss Jefferson was the art teacher. So I love her first name, Zenobia. Jefferson tutored Hare privately during his time at Lincoln Park Academy and eventually introduced him to A.E. Bean Backus. Okay, and that was also shown in the movie, the introduction from Miss Jefferson and Mr. Backus. All right. So look, this is Mr. Hare, as a older man. No, they're about the same. Well, older than this picture. Older than that picture. All right. A widely renowned white painter. Okay, yes. Okay, so he was white, Mr. Backus. He was in studio in Fort. He had a studio. Now, the studio was his house. At least that's what the movie depicted. That his studio was his home. All right. Fort Pierce Backus Studio in Fort Pierce was a gathering spot for the area's artistic and bohemian communities. Okay, so that's another thing that Mr. Hare kind of mimicked from Mr. Backus, because where the highwaymen were meeting up was a home every weekend where they would paint and this, that, and or another. All right. And they encourage here to work. While Backus encouraged a handful of the highwaymen painters as young men, only Hare received formal lessons from the established older painter. Okay, so, he was the only official, I guess, like understudy, even though that a few of the other painters had some mentorship. All right. Now look, Orange Sky, Breathing Surf, Three Birds by Alfred Hare, 1941. Okay. It's in the Smithsonian? Wait a minute now. His painting is in the Smithsonian, y'all. That is big. And it was put in there in 1965. Wow. Look at this, y'all. This picture, okay, you can see the three birds there. At first I was like, 3 birds? Where are the 3 birds? This picture is in the Smithsonian, y'all. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. We're going to save this. We're going to save that in the Smithsonian. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, okay. There is a museum somewhere called the Backus Museum and Gallery. I wonder if Mr. Backus opened that museum himself. See, we gonna be doing a lot. Look, Joy, when she like gets intrigued about stuff, like I be doing deep dives, y'all. I will do a deep dive real quick. Who else do we have here? All right. Miss Henry says, hello. Good morning, Miss Henry. Don't want to pay anything to see Johnell, but I will watch it if it becomes free. Yeah, I understand. For sure. Good morning. Joanne Hudson says, good morning, Joanne. All right, y'all. I definitely understand if you're not a fan. I'm not a fan, but I wanted to view it from an intrigued mindset. I was intrigued. I wanted to know if this man has some acting skills. And I'm going to just say they decent enough. He's not a Denzel, but they are decent enough. He did not have a huge speaking role in this movie. Johnell has a lot of non-verbal communication in the movie. Not saying that he doesn't have any lines, he does, but his non-verbal communication stood out more to me than the scenes in which he had speaking lines. All right. Deb is here. She says, good morning, Joy and everyone. Good morning, Deb. Oh, Mr. Terry is here. He says, joy is real and family. So, yeah, the movie overall, y'all, is a good story, and I'm just going to tip my hat off to the writer and director, Marquand Ragland. That is the writer and director, because that gentleman, I believe he's a gentleman, that name sounds gentlemanly, did an amazing job with what he had available to him. I don't know how many cameras that man had. I don't know how much money that man had to do this movie. But whatever he had, he made it work. He made it work. I cried, y'all. I cried within, I'm going to say, the first 15 minutes of this movie. The first 15 minutes of this movie, I was crying. That's what had me stuck in a laser focus, that I was already so moved by this story, by was it the acting? No, I'm just going to say it was the story. I was so moved by the story, honey, that I couldn't give y'all no more reaction. I was crying, and of course, I couldn't cry during my recording. Oh, Lord, my phone is ringing. Who did people with? Nobody. All right. But yeah, great, 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 great story. Thank you, Mr. Terry. I appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you. Let's see if I can find. Give me 1 minute, y'all. If wait a minute, turn that down. Okay. Let's see where I can, because I know I cannot. Okay. I cannot play the movie per se, but I believe that maybe I can play bits and pieces to let you guys see where I was coming from. So I'm going to play a little bit of the scene that had Joy in tears, baby, because Joy was in tears. Joy was in tears, Hunty Bunches. Okay, wait a minute. Let me get back to it. Okay, here we go. So we're going to share this. All right, let me get back here. Let's get this off of here. And before, I'm glad you put this up here, Mr. Terry. And because, okay. We gonna put this up there. Because Joy be nervous. Okay, we're gonna do all these things. All right. We're gonna do all these things. And we're gonna play this real quick. So hold your mule.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
All right. So I'm going to play this scene, and y'all just tell me how y'all feel about the scene. All right. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about this scene. Now, this young man is Harold Newton. I forgot the actor's name that is playing him, but this is Harold Newton's character right here. And he is walking up to a homeowner's door. Oh, wait a minute. I hadn't taken. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute, y'all. Because I might have to. Where's the volume? The volume is up. Okay, wait a minute. I gotta stop sharing. Undo. See, Joy. I told y'all Joy don't be knowing what she doing. All right, there we go. All right, here we go.
Yes, can I help you?
Wait a minute. The volume is still not there. Okay. It might not.
ma'am. I'm Harold Newton. I'm an art.
Huh. I wonder why. I wonder why it ain't playing the
I'm
volume.
selling some of my paintings.
That's funny. Wait a minute, y'all. We having some technical difficulties. That's crazy that the volume is not playing. Okay, mute screen. Okay. That screen is fine. Let me go up here. Is anything wrong with there? No. Oh, it still says it's muted. Why did we just say it's muted? Let's see. Okay.
Paintings. I was wondering if you
No.
didn't mind.
Still no volume. Okay, wait a minute, y'all. Because I don't know why. Ooh, okay. Okay, well, there it is. Okay, the volume was just fine right there. Okay, we're going to try this one more time. Now, I just noticed that I heard knocking after she opened the door. So I wonder if that was just an error in the editing that they did not get that out. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear it too? Wait a minute, we have a comment. Last Chance says, I can say it does seem like it would be something I would watch if it was free. It's always good to learn about our Black history. Believe you me, if it was free, I would run and tell everybody to watch it. I am not even gonna fib to you. Now, because I am a person that enjoys to support us. Me purchasing the movie, yes, it's trickling down to Johnell in some part, but I want to say that probably the writer and the director, I want to say is a Black person. Let's see real quick. Let's see. Look, I told y'all my brain will skip real quick. Like my brain will skip real quick. Like, let's see. The name of the director is Marquand. Don't that sound like a Black name? Marquand Ragland. Okay. Let's see if Marquand baby is a Black man. Marquand Black baby. Let me show y'all. You see Marquand? That's Marquand right there. That's Marquand right there. Marquand, a Black man, baby. So I'm on my mind saying I'm supporting Marquand. I think Johnell probably already been paid. I don't think he getting no residuals off this type of work. But not saying that he ain't, because I don't know how things are done, in this particular industry. But I think he may have already been paid. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's Marquand. You're handsome, Marquand. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back. All right. Make sure I got. All right. All right. Let's go back to the scene here and let's play. So I was already pulled in by the way Mr. Newton was characterized. As you can see, he's already a person that probably speaks different from those that are native to the area. I don't know if I've ever heard a Floridian speak that way. And then you all know that when Black people speak anything other than ghetto, ratchet, what's the other word they use? What's that other word they use for our vernacular? I can't even think of it. I can't even think of the term that they be using for our vernacular. But whatever the fact is, y'all know when if we speak like we have read a book or two or know how a sentence is supposed to be put together, then y'all know our community will say, you don't sound like us. So, you know, that already pulled me in because my kids were you know, kind of picked on growing up because of the way that they spoke. And you know, so that scene there, y'all, that scene there had me bawling. The way that he described that tree made me want to know everything about a poinciana tree. I don't even know how to spell poinciana now. Because when I first heard it, I said, what kind of tree? And I had spelled it just based on how I thought I heard it. But once I Googled it, I said, oh, I may be pronouncing it improperly. It's Poinciana. Poinciana. Poinciana tree. I don't know if that is a tree native to Florida or not. But the way that Mr. Newton told about that tree, I said, have mercy. Baby, I was crying. I was crying. And as you can see, this is 11 minutes, 46 seconds into the movie. Well, a little bit before that because the scene started before that. So about 11 minutes into the movie. The movie starts off very informational. You start right off the bat with a history lesson, y'all. So for those of you who like to learn and just, you know, have a pleasure for knowledge, this movie will feel that for you, especially if you are not aware of this story. 26 Black people who were self-taught artists selling their paintings on the side of the road in the 60s when white folk really wasn't messing with it like that. There was still signs up in this movie that had white entrance, colored entrance. In the 60s, y'all. In the 60s, my grandmother was born in 1936. In the 60s, she had already had a couple kids. My mother was born in 1960 herself. There was still signs up that said white only and colored. Have mercy and have mercy. Let's see if y'all saying anything. Y'all still ain't saying anything. I tell you, when I tell you I got the quietest chat. Y'all just be a listening, not a talking. A listening and not a talking, but that's fine. That means that the information I'm providing, you guys are laser focused just as I was laser focused. Okay. And I appreciate that. All right. All right. So let's go back to, not here. Let's go back to Mr. Hare. All right. Because again, the movie focuses more on his life story because he was the originator. The originator, okay? So let's see what else they have in this biography that was written. Who put this out? This is the they have their own website dedicated to their information. So this website is www.floridahighwaymenpaintings.com. Okay. So these folks have a dedicated website just to them. All right. In a move that would prove savvy enough to not only earn himself, but the group of friends and relatives he recruited to his enterprise income far beyond what they could expect working in the local citrus groves. So the movie starts off with Mr. Hare and Roy, which Roy is the character that Johnell plays. However, young Roy is played by someone else. Johnell is, the older Roy that doesn't come into the story until about 26 minutes. In a mood. Hare took his work on the road selling door to door and from his car as he'd seen his friend and eventual fellow highwayman artist Harold Newton. See, remember I said that the idea of selling the art, door to door on the side of the highway came from Mr. Newton. Let's see if there is a picture of Mr. Newton too. Let's see. Oh, look at Mr. Newton. Look at Mr. Newton, honey. Mr. Newton looked like a cowboy. Now, him in these overalls, honey. So even in the movie, he wore overalls or maybe what you would consider, maybe like painter's attire or what have you. He did have on a hat most times. But the gentleman that played Mr. Newton was actually quite handsome. Very handsome. Okay, so what does this website state about Mr. Newton? Widely hailed as the most talented of the Florida highwaymen painters. So he was considered the most talented. And although he was considered a highwayman, the movie depicts that he liked to paint alone most times. Now, it did show in the movie that him and Mary Ann would paint together from time to time, but he said that he liked to paint on his own. All right. So Harold Newton is the artist who, along with Alfred Hare, is credited with founding the group of painters who came together in Fort Pierce, Florida, to make and sell their work. Born in the historic African American enclave of Gifford in Vero Beach, Florida on October 30th, 1934, Newton was one of an estimated 14 children. So he comes from a big family too. According to the Highwayman Trail, a heritage trail organization run by the city of Fort Pierce and Florida Humanities Council. Okay. All right. So They are big in the Fort Pierce area if they have a organization just dedicated to their journey. You know what I'm saying? The Newton family moved to Georgia around 1940, and in 1950, Harold struck out on his own at the age of 16 and returned to Gifford. Okay, all right, all right. Born in the historic African American enclave. Huh. So was Gifford considered like a black community in Florida? I don't know. Maybe that's what that means. Interested in an art from an early age, the Highwayman Trail describes Newton as an industrious child artist, drawing and painting portraits and religious scenes that he would sell to churches and community members. It was a fateful meeting in 1954 with well-known and successful white painter A.E. Beanie. Now he was saying Bean. Now his nickname is Beanie here. Somewhere else it just says Bean. A.E. Beanie Backus, that would cement his future as an accomplished and celebrated Florida landscape painter. Okay. So in the movie, it did depict that Mr. Newton would visit Mr. Backus and like get inspiration from his paintings, because Mr. Backus also painted the landscape. You know what I'm saying? You will see here shortly the similarities that a lot of these artists have. All right. Let's see here. DS Island is here. She says, hello, Miss Joy and Chat. A bit busy, but I'll type when I can. I'm listening and sending love. Thanks so much, baby cakes. I appreciate you, DS Island. All right. Make sure you like, share. What I say? Like, share, comment, subscribe. You already subscribed, but make sure you like and share, DS. All right, let's get back to it. Where was I? Boy, I'll be forgetting what page I'm on. All right. It was Backus, the story goes, who encouraged Newton to switch to landscape painting on Upson board. So Upson board must be the type of, canvas that they used for painting. All right. Although never formally taught by Backus, as Alfred Hare was, Newton spent a great deal of time at the artist's studio, studying his techniques and then returning home to replicate what he learned that day using house paint, and inexpensive brushes. Don Brown, Bean's studio manager, claimed that Harold's skill at painting was something he just picked up, reports the Highwayman Trail. Yeah, some folks, you never know how some folks just know how to do something. Sometimes you just are that talented that you can pick something up and just know how things work and don't know how you know how things work. You know what I'm saying? My grandbaby is on the spectrum. But when it comes to sound, music, or what have you, that girl can repeat pitch, tone with no baby like a genius. You know what I'm saying? And she's 3 and nonverbal. So, the brain is something else. All right. So this states here, he'd watch Bean paint a scene and go home and paint the same scene in about 2 hours. Wow. He'd then bring his work back to show to Backus. Amazing, the elder artist. Impressed by Newton's talent and ambition, Bacchus encouraged the young painter, and soon Newton's works were selling for as much as $75. Now, $75 is decent money now, right? So $75 back in the 60s, baby, that was probably, honey, $75? You probably could buy a car for $75 back then. I don't know. How much could you buy a car for in 1960? Hey Siri, how much was the average car? No, yeah. Let me repeat that. No, stop. Hey Siri, how much was the average car in 1960? So about $500. You could buy a car for $500 back then. So you were a 20th% way there. You know what I'm saying? $75 was big for real. So he only had to sell like 6 paintings to get that Cadillac that he wanted so bad. Definitely so. All right. No, Mr. Newton didn't want the Cadillac. That was Mr. Hare that wanted the Cadillac. All right. Newton is sometimes credited with creating the door-to-door selling style of the highwayman artist and having successfully pioneered his own sales from his car to professional offices out on the road. It's possible that the highwayman sales style grew from the model he created. There, that's what I was thinking. He also served as inspiration, mentor, and teacher to a number of the artists in the group, including Hare, Livingston Roberts, Roy McClendon. That was Johnell's character, Roy McClendon. Mary Ann Carroll, which is another storyline that they visited in the movie, Mary Ann Carroll, and Willie Daniels. Was that name? That name didn't stick out. Did I write a Daniels down? I don't think I wrote a Daniels down. I wrote down Harold, Alfred, Mr. Gibson. They haven't said anything about Mr. Gibson yet. Roy, Mr. Buckman. Willie Daniels. I don't know. Who was Mr. Daniels? Willie Daniels? What name I wrote down? What was that man's name? Mr. James Gibson. So I don't know who Mr. Daniels was. I would have to probably go back. Hare would go on to perfect his fast style of painting, but Newton remained a careful and studied painter, completing around 4 paintings a day to Hare's 20 or 30. Get out of here. So you telling me this man was painting 20 to 30 canvases in a day? What? Insane. Boy, he was trying to make him some money, honey. 20 to 30 paintings in a day. I would think 4 would be a lot. 4 paintings in a day? Good Lord have mercy. Your brain would always have to be in a creative space. Ooh, Lord, when I tell you these headphones are hurting my ears. Ooh, Jesus, and have mercy. All right, so, wow. 30 to 40, and then Mr. Newton was doing 4. Oh, wow. 4 paintings a day is a significant output for any painter, and while he preferred that less frantic pace, he could increase his production when he needed to, as noted highwayman expert and author Gary Moore put in a 2007 blog post for Art and Antiques Around Florida. The bottom line concerning Harold Newton's productivity was the one offered by his brother, Lemuel Newton, who told me there's got to be a lot of them. Baby, these folks was painting, honey. And look what they were using as easels. Look what they were using as easels, y'all. The sides of buildings. They were using fencing. I didn't see any easels in the movie, even though at the end, Johnell's character, now this was probably after they had made some money and stuff like that. He did mention easels, but I didn't see an easel, not nan time, in the movie. All right. Diaz says, what's this you're reading? I'm reading an article on, let me see, on Florida Highwaymen Paintings.com. So they have their own website just, dedicated to their journey. This is big where they're from, guys. Really, they have museums and stuff. They have, so this was a good story to come to the big screen. Us as Black people, we need to see more good stuff than bad stuff. I'm tired of seeing, the stuff that we see most of the time on Tubi. You shoot them up, bang bangs, and all that stuff. I don't like seeing that stuff. When my husband be watching that stuff, I'd be like, oh, baby, I wish you fill your brain with, other things, which he'd be like, whatever. I'm supporting the artwork of our people still. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess you are in a certain aspect, but I hate for us to be depicted in such a negative form all the time. It's time for us to be represented in a different way. I'm tired of our kids being enamored with drug dealing, gang banging, and all the dumb stuff. All right. When viewed as a whole, Newton's body of work stands apart from that of his high. Okay. So his body of work stands out apart from that of his highwayman colleagues in its technical acuity, as Gary Moore noted. Okay. So Mr. Newton was the bomb diggity. He was the one that, had the raw, rare talent. Now look at Mr. Newton. Now he don't look too bad right there. You know what I'm saying? That he definitely had that hat on, baby. He definitely had that hat on. Harold Newton painted until a debilitating stroke left him unable to work. Oh man, he died a year later on June 27, 1994, at the young age of 59, on the eve of a highwayman renaissance he didn't live to see. Oh man, Newton's story, like those of the other highwaymen, shines a fresh new light on the 1960s in Florida through the exposition of his personal and professional journey. All right. So, I don't have this picture, I don't think. But here's a picture of Mr. Newton's. Now, y'all seen we did, was there Mr. Newton's or Mr. Harris that was in the Smithsonian? I can't remember. But y'all see these birds? The birds that were in the other picture were quite similar. Let's save this one too. So that was Mr. Harris. Okay. So, uh-oh. Wait a minute, y'all. I got a phone call. Wait a minute. Hello. Hi. How are you? I'm wonderful. Thanks for asking. You Oh, for the plane. You know, how much did it come back? You know, is it everything covered? That's my answer. Our question. Hey, hey, go ahead. Go ahead. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear, baby. Okay. No, not really. I'm a housewife, so no. Yeah, let's do what date you said? November 3rd? Okay, let's go ahead and do that. November 3rd at 1. Honey, I am so happy. Even though the benefit amount is going down $500 next year. That's why I wanted to hurry up and get this year, get this used. And yeah, hmm yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, love muffin. I will see you then. You do as well. Enjoy. All right, y'all. Sorry for the delay. That was my dentist. That was my dentist. Um, they used to buy land in the Caribbean for $20 or cows and goats. A lot of land. Wow. Wow. Wow, DS Island. Oh my God. The fool in the movie, I don't think he's a good actor. Lid, DS. I'm gonna say his acting was decent. Decent enough. Decent enough. He not this there, no. But he was decent enough. But this particular movie did not give me a full view because he doesn't have a lot of speaking roles. His most of his communication to me was nonverbal, which I was like, okay, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Uh you seen a lot of his personality, like his real personality come out in some scenes. But what I can say is Johnell has some talent, y'all. He does. I'm gonna give it to him. He does have some talent. I just think he messed up by aligning himself with Numbnut. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful, DS? That is a beautiful painting. Okay, so I brought up the birds. I brought up the birds because if we go back to this one, wait a minute, where is it now? Let me see if y'all can see it. No, y'all can't see it. All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, I got all these tabs open. All right. So this is the one. Okay, I'm gonna have to show it a different way. I'm gonna have to show it a different way. Let's do it this way. Image file. Okay, this one. Okay. So this is the one done by Alfred Hare. All right. This is the one done by Alfred Hare. Oh, It is not, I can't zoom in no more on it. Okay. And if you can see, the birds are very similar. Now, I think this picture is done very well. This picture is actually in the Smithsonian, y'all. That's what they say. That one is in the Smithsonian. Now, let me take it down. This one is good as well. This one was done by Mr. Newton, which is considered the better artist. But I like the other one. I like the other one better. But this is a really good painting. A really good painting. A really good painting. Let's see if it's going to show anymore. Is this by Mr. Newton too? I don't have this one. That is beautiful, y'all. Look at this man's work. Look, those same birds. Baby, he loved them birds. Look at that. Look at the light from the cloud. Baby, this man has some talent. Let's save this one too, because I ain't got that one either. Baby, that's beautiful. And do you see? Well, I ain't gonna say he focused too much on the landscape, but it's beautiful. Is there any more? No more. Okay. No more. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, this one is in the Smiths. Oh, wow. Okay. All of these are in the Smithsonian, y'all. So this one was inducted in 1978, the year Joy was born. And this one in 1984. Rough Seas, Psalms, and Sand Dune. Okay. Early morning river scene. Okay, so when it comes to naming the paintings, Mr. Newton, I think he probably was the originator of the names, more likely, was quite simple. The new Floridians. Okay, so it says here, Newton left an unsurpassed testament to Florida as paradise. Florida is nice. Florida is nice. Paradise, I don't know what I would consider paradise because I ain't seen it yet. His aesthetic was perfectly suited to the new Floridians who had relocated here during the years after World War II, believing that living was better here. In the eyes of these newcomers, his paintings affirmed that the magical place they imagined existed. All right. Inducted into the Florida's Artists Hall of Fame in 2004. Was that after he died? Because he died in 94. Boy, I tell you, it's true, y'all, that artists don't get famous until they are no longer here with us. Newton's work hangs in numerous notable collections around the world and is part of the permanent collection of the Smithsonian Museum of African American History and Culture and the U.S. Department of State's prestigious Art in Embassies program. Okay. All right. So I'm telling you, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot already. I love history when it comes to certain things. I'm telling you, I love history. I love history. All right, so that was a little bit about Harold Newton. Do y'all want to see a scene that Johnell was in? I think y'all seen a little bit. He did post. No, he didn't post. Um, he didn't post anything. I don't think with him in it. I don't think so. Hey babe. I see you're working today. Love you much. Love you too, love bucket. What else can I tell y'all about the movie before actually like going in to Johnell's performance? So another thing about the movie is, unfortunately, Mr. Hare died when he was 29 years old. He was shot in a bar fight, I believe, by the same person that used to give him hell in the orange groves, the overseer. That's how the movie depicts it. I'm not sure yet, just yet, because I have not researched enough to know exactly the details behind his death, other than he definitely was murdered and he definitely was 29 years old. Now, Mr. Hare was able to father, I don't know how many children, but at least one named Kelvin Hare. And it just so happened that the man who is playing Alfred Hare in the movie is this man's grandson, Kelvin Hare II. Isn't that amazing that the movie has come full circle, y'all? That Alfred Hare is being portrayed by his grandson, who is a model and an actor. I was hoping he was an artist, but it's his dad that actually was the artist, okay, from what I have researched. But yes, Kelvin Hare II. Let's see. I did Let's see here. I had found some information about Mr. Hare. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. But here's another painting of Mr. Newton's, y'all. These folks was working. Do you hear me? These folks was working. They was putting out work, baby. All right, so let's bring up Mr. Hare. All right, so this is Kelvin Hare II, who plays his grandfather in the Legends of Highwaymen. He does a decent job, y'all. I ain't gonna say he no Denzel either, but he gives enough to keep you watching, you know. I enjoyed the movie. I'm gonna keep saying that. I enjoyed the movie. Mr. Hare's quite nice looking. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He a smoker? You a smoker, Mr. Hare? Is there a picture of your daddy somewhere in here? Oh, Lord. Did he do something with the prisoner? Oh, Lord. What's the prisoner's name? I be forgetting the prisoner's name. I don't know. What's the prison? Mr. Meeks. That's him. Mr. Meat. Lord, see how Joy Brain be switching that quick. I was looking. I wonder if this is his mom. Is this mom? Black Lightning. Do y'all know what Black Lightning is? All right. I was trying to see if maybe he posted Dad. Let's see if we can find a picture of Dad. Let's see if we can find a picture of Dad. More than likely, it'll just be of the son. I mean, of the grandson. I don't know that maybe this him. Here's Dad. Here's Dad. Oh, is it going to bring up that picture? No. Oh, yes, it is. There's Dad. Y'all see that poinciana tree back there? That's that poinciana tree. All right. Oh, look, they don't be wanting you to see nothing. They don't be wanting you to see nothing. Nothing. Okay, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. All right. Let me get back out of here. Let me go, please, and thank you. I'm gonna just get up out of here that ways. All right. So, Dad is not a bad-looking man. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all, y'all. All right. So let's go back. What else did I have to say? Didn't need formal lessons. We talked about that. Okay, so again, Johnell's performance was decent, y'all. I can watch him in something else. I need to see more. I need to see more of him as an actor to really think if he has a true shot. If I go by this performance, it's just what I think he would get. You know, he would continue with his career probably at this particular level. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. As long as he stays attached to well, he's always going to be attached to Numbnut, right? Cause what? Cause what? He has them babies. He got them babies by that girl. And baby. And he's showing them. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that Johnell posted the twins today? Baby, him and Numbnut, they is fighting. Numbnut out there shaking her butt in see-through clothes and not posting any congratulations. She ain't congratulating him for his latest endeavor. You know, she gave him a whole party prior to when she just had met him. But now he has a whole movie that then came out where he has speaking lines and also listed. His name is listed. It says Johnell Young in the credits. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all that Mr. Young's name is shown. Where? Up there we go. Let me pause it right there. Let me pause it right there. Let's take that down. And let me let y'all see that this man's name is listed. Ain't this Johnell name? His name listed, and Numna didn't even say a thing about this movie. Y'all think she was mad that she wasn't asked to come along to the premiere? Because she was calling him baby just the other day when he took what is it? I be forgetting the baby name. Isaiah to that concert. She was saying thanks to the babe, right? Baby, this is something major. I would think, honey, if my husband or partner or baby or baby daddy had been listed, and he could have had a little part. It didn't even have to be a speaking part. It could have been just what they call them ones, what's them ones that just be walking back, what they call them, extras. He could have just been an extra, baby. You would have seen Joy say, look, y'all watch these 3 seconds and watch my husband walk by in this scene. But Johnell is in a few scenes in this movie. He has a few lines in this movie. And Numbnut ain't saying nothing. Numbnut ain't saying nothing. Hey, young Riaz, how are you, baby cake? Joy, I just got home now. All right, love muffin. Ain't said a thing. Do you hear me? She ain't said a thing. Numbnut is not feeling Mr. Young at his grand time of being premiered in a movie. Baby, she ain't never gonna get no ring. She ain't never gonna get no ring. Instead of being supportive, this girl goes out on the town and shake her ass, and then has her girlfriend post the evidence as if she didn't want it posted. Girl, please. What's sad is that you still using your body to try and convince people of something. What is you doing? Ma'am, do you know that you are auntie age? No, maybe not. Is auntie age 35 or 40? Who knows? I don't know. I know I'm auntie age. They call me auntie all the time. But yes, honey, Mr. Young's name is listed, and this girl ain't got nothing to say. Nothing to say. You're not happy about Roy? No, I'm not. Roy. Roy is helping to buy some Pampers at this moment, hopefully. I hope he buying some Pampers. All right. But y'all, that's really all I have. Oh, let's see. There was a little bit more. Wait a minute. At the end. Okay, yeah. At the end. Let's see. Oh man. How come it won't let me take it off of mute? How come it won't let me take it off
But
of
for
mute?
us,
This is
to
insane.
remind the world who we
Okay.
were.
Wait a minute. I gotta stop sharing. Gotta take it off of mute. Gotta take it off of mute. All right. And then share again. Have mercy and have mercy. All right. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-ba-ba, bum, bum. Da-da-da-dum-dum. All right.
We still are. Because legends don't fade.
Y'all see Johnell right there? Y'all see Johnell? This Johnell right here. So this was Livingston Castro Roberts. I don't know who Mr. Livingston was. One of the earliest highwaymen, Robert was known for his bold skies and shimmering waterways. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is George Buckner. He died in 2002. Preferred precision over speed, focusing on quiet, deliberate brushwork. Inspired by Harold Newton and A.E. Backus, he mastered classical composition and created paintings known for their refined detail. All right. This is Alfonso Pancho Morin. He died in 2003, known more for pool halls than paintbrushes. Pancho Morin painted less than his highwaymen peers, but left behind rare, bold landscapes. Often on the road hustling, he took his own path. So in the movie, Pancho told Mr. Hare, look, I gotta take some time off. I don't make my money the way y'all make y'all money. Y'all selling 20, 30 paintings a day. Look, I'm in these pool halls hustling. I don't got time to paint like that. So that was Mr. Pancho. There's Mr. Young, y'all, Roy McClendon. And even though that his life wasn't really discussed much, you know, we got to see a glimpse of Mr. McClendon. You know, he was a friend of Mr. Harris. They worked in the orange groves together. As we see, Mr. McClendon is a senior. That means there's a junior somewhere. He died in 2024. All right. One of the original 5 highwaymen, learned alongside Harold Newton and Alfred Hare, but developed a slower, more detailed style. See, they really didn't talk about Mr. McClendon's artwork much in the movie. And there's Mr. Newton, who died in 1994, so that would have made him 60, helping lay down the foundation for the highwaymen, mentored by A.E. Backus. He quickly found success in the 1950s, selling vivid Florida landscapes door to door. All right. All right, A.L. Black. Now, I didn't mention him, but A.L. Black was their salesman, y'all. A.L. Black was their salesman. He could sell anything, they said in the movie. So the reason why he got into painting was while traveling with the paintings, sometimes they would get nicked. And so he would have to brush them up from time to time. And that is how he came about to be part of the Highwaymen. All right. So it states here, first made his mark as the group's top salesman, selling paintings from car trunks along Florida's roads. He later picked up a brush himself, mastering the vibrant style he once only sold. All right. There's Mr. Backus, Mr. Bean Backus, who died in 1990. So he would have been what, 84? 84. Florida's beloved Dean of Landscape Painters turned his love for the land into a lifetime of vivid works and mentorship. His open studio and generous spirit shaped generations of artists, including the Highwaymen. All right. All right, this is the first lady of the Highwaymen. All right, Mary Ann Carroll, who died in 2019. All right, she was from rural Georgia to become one of her era's most celebrated painters. Her work hangs in the Smithsonian as well and caught the eye of Michelle Obama, breaking barriers in a male-dominated field. She built her path with talent, resilience, and faith, selling paintings from her Buick to standing in the White House. So actually, that's how the movie starts. It starts with being interviewed at the White House. Miss Mary Ann Carroll, I believe back in 2011. All right. Oh, and she started off as she didn't start off painting. She just knew how to draw. She had the love for painting and asked Mr. Newton if he would teach her how to paint. And there's Mr. Hare. There's Mr. Hare. The driving force behind the Highwaymen, giving his friends a way out of hard labor by teaching them to paint and sell Florida's vibrant landscapes. Inspired by A.E. Backus, but driven by bold ambition, Hare developed a fast, dynamic style, producing dozens of paintings a day and sparking a movement. Baby, anybody that can paint 20 to 30 canvases in a day deserves to be in a museum, honey. So this scene here is the scene, I'm not going to show it, is the scene of James Gibson, whose story comes up in the movie a couple times. He so wanted to be accepted into this white gallery that he would visit from time to time to only be rejected. But in 1991, he finally had the opportunity to walk through these doors and be accepted with open arms. All right, so we're going to go past that because what I want to get to is actually the list of names. Okay, so this is telling the information about Mr. Gibson. He died in 2017, and it says known for his charisma and hustle. Was one of the original Highwaymen. Actually, he went to high school with Mr. Hare, painting alongside Alfred Hare, Harold Newton, and Roy McClendon, a master at knowing what people wanted. He painted fast, sold faster, and grew into a respected artist whose work hangs from the White House to the Florida Supreme Court. So I'm wondering, is he not in the Smithsonian? But he's in the White House. He in the White House, baby, and in the Florida Supreme Court. It really makes me want to go to Florida and visit these museums. Now, I've been to Florida and spent 2 weeks there, and it would have been quite interesting to visit these galleries. And so the next time I'm in Florida, y'all, I'm definitely going to make it my business to visit, the museum that shows the information of the legends of the highway.
What's happening here? I've been looking everywhere.
Okay, we're going to go past that because, again, I told you I was trying to get to the list of names. Okay, here it says in 2004, the original 26 highwaymen were formally inducted into the Florida Artists Hall of Fame, a recognition long overdue. So all of them are in the Hall of Fame. What followed were 3 generations of highwaymen, beginning with the original 26 painters, followed by their children and apprentices, and continuing today with a new wave of artists keeping the tradition alive. Good God Almighty. Okay, we're going past that. Okay, so here are the 26 names of the highwaymen. Al Black, Alfonso Moran, Alfred Hare, Carnell Smith, Charles Walker, Charles Wheeler, Curtis Arnett, Ellis Buckner, George Buckner, Harold Newton, Hezekiah Baker, Isaac Knight, James Gibson, John Maynard, Johnny Daniels, Lemuel Newton, Livingston Roberts, Mary Ann Carroll, R.L. Lewis, Robert Butler, Rodney Demps, Roy McClendon, Sam Newton, Sylvester Wells, Willie Daniels, and Willie Reagan. So Mary Ann Carroll, was she the first lady? She was the only lady, unless Ellis Buckner was a woman. But I don't think so. I believe Mr. Buckner was a man. All right. But listen, y'all, I suggest watching the movie if you don't mind paying the $2.99, $9.99, or even $1.99. Y'all can watch it in SD, I believe, for $1.99. I think it's worth it. Now, I don't know when it's going to come out on free platforms. I don't. But I think it's worth it. I really, really do. All right. So I'm going to get out of here, y'all. It was really a good time. There's only one person back in here. Lord have mercy. I've been talking so much, I didn't let y'all dwindle down to one. But thank you for coming. Those that stayed around for the little time y'all stayed around. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your day. Enjoy every moment that comes your way. Y'all know why. It's because joy is real. So until next time, see you soon.
Baby, I'm a hard mess. Your heart is like a fortress. But baby, I'm still curious about you. Baby, I'm a hard mess. You play me like you're playing chess. Guess you are oblivious.